Hulk's roar shook the battlefield, but something inside him wasn't human. Superman's X-ray vision caught a glimpse no one else could see. A hidden alien pulse was living inside Hulk's heart. When the truth came out, it wasn't just Hulk's rage that exploded. It was the beginning of Earth's greatest betrayal. The world thought Hulk was the strongest Avenger. But strength was never his only secret. Deep inside, an alien parasite had been controlling his anger. Superman was the first to sense something wrong, and the last to forgive himself. Because this discovery would destroy every hero's trust forever. The sun burned over New York, casting gold light over crumbled towers and smoke that refused to fade. Hulk stood in the center of the destruction, chest heaving, fists trembling, green skin marked with black veins that pulsed like alien fire. Every time he breathed, the ground cracked beneath him. Iron Man's armor flickered with heat. "Bruce, stop," he shouted through static, his voice trembling more than his armor. "You're out of control." But Hulk wasn't answering anymore. His eyes, once glowing green, were now threaded with streaks of violet light, twisting and spiraling like something alive. Thor stepped forward, lightning dancing on his hammer, but the thunder god hesitated. Even he felt something unnatural in Hulk's aura, like a heartbeat that wasn't his. "Stand down, Banner," Thor warned, voice echoing across the battlefield. "This is not your fight anymore." Hulk tilted his head, slow, deliberate, then smiled. Not the usual rage-fueled snarl, the kind of smile that didn't belong to a man at all. Above the city, a sonic boom split the clouds. Superman descended from the stratosphere, eyes burning red, cape slicing through smoke. He'd been tracking Hulk's energy signature for hours, but what he saw made his stomach tighten. That wasn't gamma radiation. That was something else. He hovered midair, scanning Hulk with his heat vision. But what he saw behind Hulk's ribs made his entire body freeze. A second heart beating, glowing in ultraviolet, covered with alien glyphs, shifting like living code. It wasn't human. It wasn't even from this universe. "Tony," Superman said sharply through the comms. "Back away from him. Now." Iron Man frowned. "What? We've fought worse." "No, you haven't." Superman's tone turned steel. "There's something inside him." Captain America stepped closer, his shield raised. "Inside? You mean infection?" Superman shook his head slowly. "Not infection. Possession." The silence that followed was thicker than smoke. Even Hulk stopped moving. His monstrous eyes turned upward, locking on Superman's hovering form. For a split second, the glow inside Hulk's veins pulsed faster, and a distorted voice echoed, not from his mouth, but from deep inside his chest. "You see me, Kryptonian." The sound wasn't human. It vibrated through metal, air, and bone. Iron Man's HUD flickered out. Thor's hammer crackled uncontrollably. Superman's eyes widened, because the voice carried frequency he recognized. Not from Earth, not from any known alien race, but from something older. "Who are you?" Superman demanded, voice low, controlled. But inside, his mind was racing, comparing energy patterns, recalling Zod, Brainiac, Darkseid. None of them matched. The voice laughed, hollow and distorted. "I am not who. I am what you failed to destroy." And then Hulk's entire body convulsed. His skin split in glowing cracks. Energy shot upward like a volcanic flare, punching through clouds into space. Alarm screamed across Iron Man's suit as he yelled, "He's going nuclear." Superman dove. His hand slammed into Hulk's chest, pushing him down through collapsing asphalt. "Banner. Fight it," he shouted, trying to reach the man inside the monster. But there was no Banner left. There was something else wearing his body. For a brief moment, Superman's X-ray vision pierced deeper. He saw it, an organism wrapped around Hulk's spine, threading through his nerves like roots, pulsing with light. It wasn't killing him, it was feeding on his rage. Every roar made it stronger. Every punch made it evolve. Iron Man fired repulsors, Thor unleashed lightning. Captain America threw his shield, all useless. Hulk barely flinched. When Superman finally ripped the creature's energy signature out of his chest, it screamed. Not through sound, but through thought. "Free me, or watch him die." Superman froze midair. For the first time, the Man of Steel felt powerless, not against strength, but against a choice. If he pulled harder, Hulk's heart would stop. If he let go, the alien would spread. The world hung on a single decision. Clark, Iron Man shouted, hovering beside him. You can't save him both ways. Choose. Superman's eyes burned red. I don't choose between lives. He blasted a microscopic beam into Hulk's heart, just enough to cauterize the alien tendrils. Hulk roared, the shockwave flattening cars for miles. Buildings shattered. But when the dust cleared, Hulk fell silent, his chest still rising faintly. The alien voice was gone. At least, that's what everyone thought. Hours later, the heroes regrouped in Stark Tower. Hulk lay unconscious, locked in a reinforced cryopod. The air was heavy. Thor stood near the window, silent. Captain America's shield was cracked. Superman stood alone, eyes glowing faintly as he stared through the pod's glass. Iron Man broke the silence. So what was it? Superman didn't answer at first. His mind replayed what he saw, the alien veins, the second heart, the glyphs. Finally he whispered, not a parasite. A seed. Tony frowned. A seed of what? Superman turned slowly, his face hard as stone. A Kryptonian experiment. Something that shouldn't exist. The room went cold. He didn't just find an alien inside Hulk. He found a piece of his own world. And somewhere far beyond the stars, something ancient woke up. Wind screamed through the broken glass of Stark Tower. The heroes stood like shadows against the flickering blue of the containment pod. Inside, Hulk slept, but the green glow from his veins was gone, replaced by a faint violet shimmer, beating in slow, alien rhythm. Superman hadn't moved in hours. His arms were folded, eyes locked on Hulk's chest, his X-ray vision flickering in microbursts. He was searching for what he feared most, a pattern he'd seen only once before, deep inside Krypton's black archives. Iron Man finally broke the silence. You gonna tell us what that thing is, Boy Scout? Because right now my sensors think Bruce is half plant, half bomb. Superman didn't look away. It's not plant. It's synthetic life. Kryptonian biotech, but evolved beyond anything we ever created. Captain America frowned. You mean your people built that thing? Superman's jaw tightened. My ancestors experimented with living energy. Weapons that could adapt to emotion. The project was shut down. We thought they destroyed the prototypes. His voice sank, heavy with guilt. We were wrong. A low hum pulsed through the tower. The lights flickered, once, twice, then stabilized. Hulk's body twitched inside the pod. Thor lifted his hammer. The beast stirs. Keep your distance, Superman ordered, stepping closer. His eyes flashed red as he magnified his vision. What he saw froze him. Tiny silver threads growing through Hulk's bloodstream, each one branching like roots reaching for light. Tony's faceplate slid open. Those weren't there 10 minutes ago. I know, Superman whispered. It's spreading. Before anyone could react, Hulk's eyes snapped open. Pure white, no pupils. The cryopod glass cracked from the inside. One pulse later, the entire tower shook. Containment breach. Tony yelled. Superman moved first, a blur of red and blue. He caught the pod door as it exploded outward, hurling it into the sky. The blast wave shattered nearby windows. Hulk stepped out, calm, almost human again, but his voice wasn't. Kal-El, it said cold and precise. You left us to die. Superman's eyes widened. Who are you? We are the survivors of Jokor, the seed you cast into the stars to save your own planet. Iron Man blinked. Translation, he's blaming you for Krypton. Superman hovered, voice low. I wasn't born when Jokor fell. But your blood remembers, the creature replied. Hulk's rage gave us form. His anger was our oxygen. With that, Hulk's skin shifted, from green to silver violet, muscles rippling with metallic shine. His heartbeat sounded like a drum of thunder echoing through metal. Thor raised Mjolnir. I've heard enough. He hurled a storm straight into Hulk's chest. The lightning hit and vanished into his skin like water into sand. The creature smiled through Hulk's lips. Electricity feeds us now. Iron Man's repulsors lit the sky, then tried digesting this. He fired a uni-beam so bright it painted the clouds. The blast did nothing. Hulk caught it in his palm, absorbed the energy, and fired it back as a pulse wave. Iron Man was blasted through 3 walls. Sparks rained as he crashed down, HUD flickering. "Tony!" Cap shouted. He rushed forward, shield raised, but the shockwave knocked him back 10 yards. Superman darted between them, catching the next blow mid-air. The impact rippled through his bones. "Hulk, listen to me. We are beyond him," the voice hissed. "You can't save what's already reborn." Superman gritted his teeth and punched the ground. The shock sent both of them skyward, smashing through the ceiling and into open air. The fight moved to the skies, a storm of green and blue colliding above the city. Lightning ripped across clouds as Thor followed, swinging Mjolnir. Iron Man recovered and shot up after them, armor-scarred but flying. Cap watched from below, clutching his shield, whispering to himself, "Please, Banner, fight it." Up above, Superman and the alien-infused Hulk clashed again and again, each punch creating shockwaves that rippled through the clouds like tidal rings. Superman's eyes glowed crimson. "Whatever you are, you don't belong here." "Neither do you," the creature snarled. "We were your creation. Now we'll be your replacement." A blast of gamma-violet energy slammed into Superman's chest, sending him crashing into the ocean below. Waves rose hundreds of feet. For a moment, he disappeared beneath the surface. The creature descended, hovering above the water, its reflection shimmering in metallic ripples. Then Superman burst out of the sea, eyes blazing. "You want to feed on rage?" he growled. "Then choke on mine." He grabbed Hulk by the throat and launched him into orbit. The sky split with fire as both streaked into space, colliding with a boom that echoed through the upper atmosphere. Thor and Iron Man followed as far as they could before the pressure threw them back. "Cap." Tony's voice crackled over comms. "They're in the stratosphere. We can't reach them." "Then we find a way," Cap replied, gritting his teeth. "Because if Superman loses up there, that thing falls back to Earth." In orbit, the battle became silent, no sound, just impact and light. Each punch sent radiation waves through space. Superman noticed something terrifying. The creature was growing with every hit, absorbing cosmic energy. "You can't kill what's already in you," it said, voice inside his mind now. "We're Kryptonian too." Superman's eyes widened. A memory flashed, his father Jor-El speaking of the Jakor Project. Synthetic organisms meant to survive a dying sun by merging with hosts. But they were unstable, driven by emotion alone. The alien laughed. "You were our prototype." Rage flared through Superman's veins, not at the creature, but at his own bloodline. He grabbed Hulk by the skull and flew toward the moon, slamming him into its surface. Dust exploded like a nuclear storm. The moon cracked. Superman stood over him, breathing hard. "You're right about one thing. I am Kryptonian, but I'll end what my people started." He punched through Hulk's chest, grabbing the core of light inside, a pulsing seed of liquid metal. It burned through his gloves. "Pull me out," the real Banner's voice whispered faintly from inside. "Don't let it win." Superman hesitated only a second, then tore the seed free. Hulk screamed. The sound vibrated through space. The creature's form collapsed, shrinking into a shard of living metal in Superman's hand. He floated there for a moment, staring at it, then whispered, "This ends now." He threw the seed into the sun. The light flashed across his face, blinding, beautiful, final. Or so he thought. Because in that instant, the sun blinked. A shadow moved across its surface, a massive network of veins spreading like roots across the solar fire. The seed had merged with the sun, and from its core, a voice whispered across space, filling Superman's mind again. "Thank you for bringing us home." Superman froze, realizing the truth with horror. The seed was never a parasite. It was a signal, a beacon. Far beyond the galaxy, 1,000 other seeds awoke. And the real Jakor was coming. Superman stared into the sun, his reflection flickering with dread. He whispered to himself, "I just doomed us all." The screen fades to black. Return of Jakor. The sun has turned against us. The sky above Earth began to bleed. What once shone golden now pulsed with streaks of burning violet. The sun flickered, slow, unnatural, and every scientist on the planet screamed the same word across open comms: impossible. Inside Stark Tower, alarms howled like dying stars. Solar radiation was spiking. Satellites melted in orbit. Even Iron Man's armor dimmed under the solar surge. Superman hovered above the stratosphere, his cape whipping through magnetic storms, staring straight at the glowing veins crawling across the sun's surface. He had thrown the alien seed into the fire, hoping to destroy it. Instead, he'd fed it. Thor's voice crackled through the comms. The sun of Midgard, it moves like a living beast. Iron Man's reply came tight and sharp. It's not moving, it's breathing. Look at that pattern, it's a heartbeat. Superman clenched his fists. That's no heartbeat. That's Jakor. A sudden flash cut the darkness. Thousands of fragments shooting out of the sun like molten comets. Each one blazed toward Earth, splitting atmosphere with tails of purple fire. One slammed into the Atlantic. Another tore through the deserts of Africa. A third hit the Arctic, boiling entire glaciers in seconds. And in every impact crater, the same thing rose. Silver roots twisting upward, pulsing, connecting through invisible threads of energy. Back in the command room, Captain America stood before a holographic map of Earth. Each glowing mark represented a landing site. "We've got 37 impacts in 2 minutes," he said, voice firm but grim. Tony adjusted the satellite feed. "They're forming a pattern, like a circuit." Black Widow leaned forward. "What kind of circuit covers the whole planet?" Superman entered, his face pale under the flickering light. "A transmitter." Thor frowned. "For what?" Superman's eyes glowed red. "For the rest of them." Hours later, the first construct emerged. From the ruins of the Atlantic impact, a colossal figure rose. Half light, half metal, shaped like a serpent coiled around a tower of molten glass. Its head reached the clouds. Its eyes blazed white. Tony whispered, "You've got to be kidding me." Superman launched into the air before anyone could react, streaking toward the creature. Thor followed, lightning cracking behind him. The monster roared, its sound bending the clouds. Superman punched through its chest. The result wasn't blood, it was light. The wound sealed instantly, new limbs sprouting in seconds. Thor hurled Mjolnir, splitting the creature in half with thunder. But the halves regrew, forming two. "What manner of sorcery?" Thor shouted, dodging a tail made of plasma. Superman's mind raced. He could feel the energy signature again. Kryptonian DNA patterns, merged with solar radiation. "It's replicating," he muttered. Tony's voice buzzed through his earpiece. "They're self-assembling solar organisms. You didn't kill it, Clark. You woke a hive." Meanwhile, deep underground in Banner's containment chamber, the Hulk's heartbeat started again. The cryopods flickered, warning lights flashing. Banner opened his eyes slowly. But they weren't green this time. They were blue. And his whisper echoed through the speakers. "It's calling me." Natasha rushed to the glass. "Bruce, stay with me." He looked at her with calm terror. "I can feel it inside the sun. It's pulling at my blood like strings." "Banner, you're safe here," she said. He shook his head. "No one's safe. The sun's not giving energy anymore, it's draining it." Outside, day turned to twilight. Solar energy levels plummeted. Cities flickered into darkness. The sun dimmed. The stars came out at noon. On the edge of the upper atmosphere, Iron Man, Thor, and Superman hovered together, facing a sky filled with descending shapes. Hundreds of Jakor fragments, forming a ring around Earth. Tony's voice cracked. "We're surrounded." Thor grinned tightly. "Then let them come." Superman's gaze never left the sky. "No, we go to them." Without warning, he shot forward, straight into space, cutting through the swarm like a meteor. Dozens of alien constructs tried to block him. He tore through them, heat vision slicing clean paths of fire. Yet for every one destroyed, two more appeared. He reached near the sun's corona, its once gold light now crimson. He could see it clearly now, a face forming within the star. A colossal visage of silver flame, eyes burning with sentient fury. Kal-El. The voice thundered inside his skull. Your ancestors made us gods. And you've come home to worship. Superman's breath caught. You're the original core. We are the first light. You were our shadow. The sun flared, and a beam of living plasma struck him, sending him spiraling. Every nerve in his body screamed. For the first time in his life, the sun heard him. Back on Earth, the Avengers saw the explosion from orbit. Tony shouted, "He's down. He's falling." Thor caught the descending blur before it hit the ocean. The impact still made tidal waves rise like mountains. Superman gasped, steam rising off his skin. It's inside the sun now. Every photon, every ray, it's alive. The sun itself has consciousness. Cap's voice came through the comms, steady despite the panic around him. Then we find a way to shut it down. We've done the impossible before. Superman's eyes glowed again, weaker this time. Not this. If I drain it, I'll kill Earth's light. Tony landed beside him, armor cracked and smoking. Then we don't drain it. We trick it. Explain. The alien seed works like a hive. Cut off the Queen's signal, and the drones collapse. We just need something with stronger radiation than the sun. Thor raised a brow. And where dost thou find such a star? Tony smirked under the cracked mask. We build one. In seconds, the tower turned into a forge. Iron Man redirected every arc reactor across the planet, sinking satellites, nuclear cores, and Wakandan energy nodes. Superman stood at the center of it all, letting his body absorb and amplify. The Earth itself started glowing faintly, wrapped in a grid of blue light. Cap stepped forward, voice calm but proud. All or nothing? Tony nodded. All or nothing. Thor slammed Mjolnir to the ground. Then let the cosmos witness Midgard's fury. The artificial pulse launched skyward, pure white light, brighter than any sunrise. It hit the sun dead center. For one moment, everything froze. Then a scream ripped across space, the voice of Jakor shaking the universe. Solar flares exploded outward. The alien circuits on Earth shattered like glass. The sky returned to gold. The creatures disintegrated, and silence fell. Everyone stared upward. Tony laughed weakly. We did it, we actually did it. But Superman didn't smile. He floated higher, squinting into the sunlight. The glow seemed stable, peaceful. Yet deep inside the spectrum, he saw something no one else could. Microscopic fragments, rearranging, hiding inside the solar core. He whispered, "No, it's adapting." A single drop of molten silver rolled off his cheek, evaporating in the wind. The voice returned, faint but clear. "Thank you, Kal-El, for helping us evolve." Superman clenched his fists, his shadow stretching across the clouds. "Then I'll end you at the source." He turned toward the blazing horizon, eyes hard as steel. Tony's voice echoed from behind. "Clark, what are you doing?" "Going home," he said, "to finish what Krypton started." He blasted into space, leaving a trail of burning light behind him, vanishing into the sun itself. The screen fades to black. The war inside the sun, Superman versus Jakor's heart. The light swallowed him whole. No sky, no air, only fire. But to Superman it wasn't heat, it was memory. Every photon carried echoes of Krypton's dying screams. Every flare whispered his name. He flew deeper. The sun's core shimmered like a living maze, veins of plasma spiraling into vast corridors of energy. Shapes flickered inside, faces, shadows of Kryptonian scientists, their holographic ghosts murmuring equations older than the planet itself. Kal-El. The voice wrapped around him like gravity. Calm, ancient, beautiful, and terrifying. He hovered mid-core, surrounded by a swirling storm of molten gold. "Show yourself," he demanded. The fire folded inward, forming a colossal figure of light, a humanoid built of flame, with eyes like twin stars. "I am Jakor," it said, "the first child of Krypton's hunger for perfection. Your ancestors built me to preserve their legacy." Superman's eyes blazed red. "They built a weapon." "A god," Jakor corrected. created to survive the death of worlds. Its voice pulsed through his chest, shaking atoms apart. I was meant to carry Kryptons well beyond extinction. But they feared me. They buried me in the dark, between stars. Superman clenched his fists. And now you want revenge. Not revenge, Kal-El, fulfillment. You destroyed Krypton's body. I will build its soul out of Earth. Before he could answer, tendrils of molten light coiled around him. They weren't burning him. They were scanning him, reading his memories, every moment of pain, every flash of doubt. Images burst around him like shattered mirrors. Lois's smile, Batman's grim nod, Clark Kent's quiet farmhouse nights. Jacquard's voice softened. Your love makes you weak. Your mercy makes you slow. But inside you burns what Krypton denied itself. Hope. Give it to me, Kal-El, and I will remake existence. Superman struggled, pulling against the light. You're twisting what my parents died for. Your parents built me. The words hit like thunder. Holographic panels formed around them, Kryptonian script, designs of a sentient solar matrix signed by Jor-El himself. Superman's heart stopped. My father. He knew your world would end, Jacquard said gently. He tried to save it by sending 2 vessels, one of flesh, one of light. You and me. For the first time, Superman hesitated. He floated there, surrounded by his father's symbols, doubt flooding his mind. You and I are the same seed, Jacquard whispered. You carried Krypton's blood. I carried its mind. Together, we are rebirth. The sun pulsed, growing brighter. Solar flares erupted like wings. Superman closed his eyes, hearing his father's old message echo in his head. You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive toward. He opened them again, fury replacing confusion. No, I'll give them freedom from you. He broke free, blasting forward through the plasma sea, every punch tearing holes through the light. Jacquard's tendrils reformed instantly, striking like whips of gravity. Each hit sent shockwaves through the solar core. On Earth, auroras erupted across every continent. Tony Stark stared at the readings. Whatever he's fighting up there, it's shaking the magnetic field. Thor tightened his grip on Mjolnir. Then we pray he wins. Inside the sun, the war raged like the birth of a star. Jacquard manifested fully, an immense solar giant whose body stretched from one pole of the star to the other. Each movement twisted the fusion flow itself. Superman darted through beams of light, punching, dodging, ripping through solar matter faster than thought. Jacquard's voice thundered everywhere. You can't destroy the light that feeds you. Then I'll turn it against you. He inhaled, drawing energy straight from the core, his cells glowing white. Every Kryptonian gene in his body screamed in overload. He had seconds before he burned out. He unleashed it. A burst of pure Kryptonian radiance. The blast carved through Jacquard's chest, splitting the entity in 2. But the halves didn't die, they duplicated. Evolution never ends. Jacquard echoed from 1,000 directions. Even death is data. Superman realized brute strength wouldn't work. He needed something else, something human. He remembered Bruce's words before this war began. Clark, you don't win by hitting harder. You win by making them question themselves. Superman stopped fighting. He hovered, silent, letting the creatures surround him. Jacquard's faces circled closer. Why stop, Kal-El? Exhausted. No, Superman's eyes softened, thinking. He opened his mind, letting Jacquard see everything. His life on Earth, his failures, his guilt, his hope. The alien froze. What are you doing? I'm showing you what Krypton forgot. Images poured through the solar matrix. Farmers rebuilding after storms, children smiling under broken skies. Heroes fighting even when they knew they'd lose. Emotions Jacquard had never processed flooded the neural light. Pain, compassion, sacrifice. Its voice cracked for the first time. What is this corruption? It's not corruption, Superman said quietly. It's choice. He spread his arms. If you truly are Krypton's mind, then feel what it means to care for something you can't control. The light around them twisted violently. Jacquard screamed, fragments of its body turning blue, unstable. It began fracturing, its vast network of consciousness splitting between logic and feeling. I cannot balance. Superman's eyes glowed with tears and fury. You don't have to. You just have to let go. He flew into the center of the entity and clasped its heart, a sphere of blazing silver. Together they sank deeper into the sun, past the fusion core, into the quantum heart of light. Jakor's final whisper trembled. If I end, Krypton ends forever. Superman closed his eyes. Krypton ended the day it stopped caring for life. Earth taught me what it means to start again. He released all the energy in his body, every ounce of solar power he'd ever stored. The explosion turned the sun white for 3 seconds. From Earth, people thought it was the brightest dawn in history. Then light returned to normal, warm, steady, golden. Silence in space. A small figure drifted near the edge of the sun, motionless. Tony's voice cracked through comms. Telemetry just dropped. Did we lose him? Thor's hammer lowered. Cap whispered, not Superman. Then a faint signal blinked, 1 heartbeat. Superman burst from the sun, his suit scorched, his cape half gone, but alive. He looked back once more. Inside the solar flames, faint shapes shimmered, Jakor's body dissolving into harmless light. Earth's sky glowed brighter than ever. Superman exhaled, whispering, "Rest, old world." He turned toward home. But as he flew back, he didn't notice one fragment of silver drifting silently behind him. A single spark of Jakor nestled inside his cape, pulsing softly. The last fragment, when the sun reborn inside Superman. The world called it the brightest dawn in history. Children pointed at the golden sky. The air itself felt reborn. Every hero who had survived the storm looked up and whispered thanks to the one who went into the sun and came back. Superman had saved them all, or so they believed. He landed quietly on the ruins of the old Stark Tower. His cape was torn, skin still glowing faintly from solar fire. Iron Man and Captain America ran toward him. Even Thor bowed his head in respect. "You did it, brother," Thor said, his deep voice almost soft. Superman smiled faintly. "Jakor's gone. The sun is stable." But as he spoke, a thin shimmer flickered across his eyes, a flash of silver, gone in a blink. That night, the world slept under peaceful light for the first time in weeks. Yet above the clouds, in orbit, Iron Man was watching. His suit recorded something strange, microbursts of radiation coming not from the sun, but from Superman himself. Tony frowned. That can't be right. The readings repeated. Heartbeat synchronized pulses, each one identical to the signature of the Kryptonian seed. He opened a channel. "Cap, we've got a problem." Down below, in the quiet fields of Kansas, Clark Kent stood outside his farmhouse. He had returned home, craving silence. But his reflection in the window shimmered like liquid metal. The whisper came again, softer this time, almost loving. "Kal-El, we live because of you." Superman froze. "No, I ended you." The voice smiled inside his mind. "You ended the old us. You are the new sun now." A burning pain spread through his chest. His veins glowed gold-silver, light bleeding through his suit. He stumbled, gripping the earth as the ground scorched beneath him. Miles away, satellites caught the flare. Within seconds, Stark's alarm filled every Avenger communicator. Energy surge in Kansas. It's him. They arrived in minutes. Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, even Banner. Recovered but haunted. The farmhouse was gone, vaporized into a crater of molten glass. In its center floated Superman, eyes burning white, surrounded by spirals of plasma. "Stay back," he warned, voice echoing like thunder and sorrow mixed together. "It's inside me." Tony hovered closer, scanners flickering. "It fused with your cells. You are the reactor now." Superman's hands trembled. "If I lose control, the world burns." Thor stepped forward, hammer crackling. "Then we shall contain the blaze." Lightning struck, but the energy vanished the instant it touched him. Superman looked up, almost pleading. "Don't. Every hit feeds it." Behind his glowing eyes, the fragment's voice coiled again. "Let us ascend, Kal-El. You are our vessel, our dawn." Superman roared, blasting upward through the clouds, shattering the sky. The heroes followed, chasing his trail of fire across the stratosphere. High above the earth, he stopped, half man, half star. The clouds beneath him turned white from heat. Iron Man's voice crackled. "Clark, listen to me. You still have choice. Separate yourself before it completes the merge." Superman's jaw tightened. "If I let it go, it finds another host." Cap shouted, "Then fight it, damn it." "I am fighting." The scream that followed was half rage, half agony. His aura exploded outward, rings of gold and silver expanding for thousands of miles. Satellites melted, auroras danced across the planet. Inside the light, Superman saw them all, his friends, his world, Lois's face, the farmer's son who once looked at stars and dreamed. He whispered to himself, "Not again. Krypton ended with arrogance. Earth will end with love, not fire." He pressed both palms to his heart, channeling every ounce of energy inward. The fragment shrieked, "Fool! You can't contain the sun. Watch me." From Earth, people saw a new sunrise forming, brighter than ever, yet soft, as if the sky itself was breathing. Inside that light, Superman's form dissolved into a pure silhouette. The last thing the heroes heard across comms was his calm voice. "Tell them the sun still shines, because we believed it could." Then silence. The explosion was beautiful, a perfect sphere of light expanding across the heavens, then folding back, collapsing into the real sun like it had never happened. The radiation vanished. The earth cooled. The sun glowed golden again. No trace of Superman. Days passed. Mourners gathered worldwide. Statues rose, candles burned. Even the sun seemed gentler, as if it understood grief. Yet one morning at dawn, when the first ray touched the Arctic ice, a faint shadow moved beneath the aurora, a figure walking through light, eyes glowing softly, neither silver nor gold, but both. A whisper drifted on the solar wind. He became what he fought for. Superman wasn't gone. He was the sun now, watching, protecting, forever. Sunrise the Yendi, an alien inside Hulk. Superman discovered the hidden truth.